All right. In the meantime, we are good to go with the semi-final. It's Nass versus Moxy for the ATR Cup semi-final. Winner of this makes the final. This is a winner-takes-all tournament, of course, like all the other ATR Cups. You want to win money in these tournaments, you got to win the whole thing. And Nass is the only player in Europe so far who has won 2 of these tournaments. Moxy has yet to win an ATR Cup. He's looking to pick up his first $1,000 via ATR today. The Nass has been dominant recently. He's my pick for top player in the tournament, my pick for top player in EU at the moment. Might even be #1 in the world, depending on how much you value Diaz EU matches that he's played as of late. That is a sneaky shot by Nass. So much power. Wait, second place pricing guaranteed. Sign up today. Are you just baiting everybody, Terry? Is that just bait? Yeah, it's winner takes all. Winner takes all. Oh, big fake by Moxy. 1-1. Now, Moxy, I think, has been in a bit of a slump this offseason for 1v1. Nass has been hitting new heights. He looks more dangerous than ever. Still, of course, an expert of pressuring his opponent, an expert with possession, and it's an expert at converting small advantages. But Moxy has been less dominant in those factors than he used to be. And Nass definitely still has the edge of the... well, Nass now, I should say, has an edge in the aerial game as well. So, whereas in the past, both these guys were ground game specialists and occasionally dabbled with the aerial game, now Nass is just an all-around expert. He's good on both air and ground attacks. Moxy still leaning more towards a ground game specialist, but I don't think he has an advantage there. I think it's even in the ground and Nass favored in the air. Moxy again faking him out though. Little angle change in the dribble. Slides the ball past Nass. That's fantastic by Moxy. So it's so unusual to see that play being used in the modern game, but always so funny to see from the defender's POV. Moxy outpositions Nass to go up 4-2 now. Even though Nass landed closer to the ball, Moxy was able to force him to jump with the threat of a bump, and that left Nass stranded and unable to recover. Okay, sorry for the slight pause there. I just had to make sure that I didn't mess up a link in a tweet. So I was supposed to tweet earlier and I forgot. But now I've done it. There we go. We can focus, we can lock in here. Moxy's looking fantastic today. He just took down Rawas in 5. If you missed it, I'd encourage you to go back and watch it. And if you're saying in reply to me saying that, why did you spoil it, Johnny? What's going on? This is a live tournament. I will be spoiling results. I'm sorry. It's just inevitable. Moxy's, he keeps getting consistently the same position off the kickoff where he's able to threaten a bump, or in that case, as we just saw, land a bump onto Nass. Nass is struggling with the kickoff continuation right now, and as a result, he is falling way behind in this first game. Moxy, quick transition to the backboard. Nass adapts alongside him, catches the ball on the backboard. Let's see what Nass plays for in offense. It's going to be the wall play. Nass had options to do pretty much anything in that attack, and he's gone for the wall play, flip reset, pre-flip, big miss. Nowhere near a threatening goal. Moxy has failed in the counter. Wait a minute. What on earth has he just pulled off here? A flip reset pinch center ball. Completely fakes out Nass. That is disgusting. If he's done that on purpose, that is honestly extraordinary. I've never seen anything like that in my life. A flip reset pinch center ball. It managed to center it so delicately and He had a favorable recovery with positioning and the wave dash. I mean, that's outrageous. That is one of the coolest goals I've ever seen in the history of Rocket League, and I'm not exaggerating for a second here. Somebody please tell me he practices that in free play. I would love to hear that he practices that in free play. Has he been practicing that? I think it didn't look like he fluked it. It looked planned. The way that he set that up, it looked deliberate to me, at least. Someone who's never seen that play before, I think that looked deliberate. Because you got to think, what else would he have been trying to do in that position? If he's going for a flip reset pinch in the back corner, what else could he possibly be trying to do? I think it's, you know, it stands to reason that that was his plan. Everyone gonna go try that in free play right now? Yeah, I reckon any pro player who's watching right now, and I know there's probably a few of them lurking, just booted up Rocket League and they're trying it in free play. That's the kind of play that just gets everybody to load up the game and give it a go. See, wait a minute. Because it looks doable, is the thing. It actually looks doable. It's a great synergistic play that you're using the underside of the car to create that soft center ball that's usually difficult to do with a regular pinch. I mean, pinching the ball center, whether it's in 1v1 or more likely 2v2 or 3v3, is hard to control. It's a difficult thing to do correctly. So oftentimes you'll hit the ball too hard, you'll get too much of a pinch and it'll just go across the box quickly and your teammate can't get on the end of it. Nass has just hit the bar there. That's a bit of an overcooked teardrop bump setup. If he trained that in free play, you don't think he wants people to know about it? I don't know if you really care if people know about that, to be honest. I see what you mean. Yeah, you might want to just rip that out when nobody's expecting it. But the real way that that play can be seen as useful is quickly converting from those awkward back corner positions, even on an open net. Like, that's what it's most useful for. Oh, what a save by Moxy, by the way. Nass bumping him into a position where he can actually get a save on the ball. Can't stop that one though. Nass takes it up and over him with the double tap. 3-goal game. I'm sure you guys have been in that position a lot where you miss an open net and the ball's rolling. Like when you miss the open net to the near post, it's usually okay because you can wait for the ball to bounce back and you can score it. But when you miss the ball to the far post, it's really difficult to save it. And by save it, I mean, you know, score it. Ironically. It's a great save by Nass, but he's not going to be in a good position in terms of winning the game afterwards. Moxy's so good at controlling the ball for this kind of time frame. Yeah, think about it, and I'm sure this is going to be very relatable for all of you. Think about missing an open net far post where you hit the ball across the goal by mistake. It's rolling, and it's going to roll up the opponent's back wall. And usually you're thinking, okay, there's one or two things I could do. I can either just, you know, chip the ball middle, which takes long, so you have to drive around it, chip the ball middle. By then the opponent's probably recovered. Or you try and pinch it middle, which is faster, but then you can't catch up with it. So what does that play that Moxy showed us do? Well, it gives you a way to do both. You can chip the ball middle with a flip reset, and you can catch up to it because you've got a wave dash. So all in all, the way that I'm thinking that play works best is for quickly converting from that far post position when you otherwise would not have a way to get back to the ball before your opponent. Does that make sense to all you flip reset missers in chat? One in chat if that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying one in chat if you think you could do it. I'm saying one in chat if you've thought about, oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I've missed a lot of open nets like that. Would be really useful to be able to flip reset pinch. One, yeah, I could do it. Yeah, that's the kind of response I'm looking for. We're just waiting on Nass to rejoin the lobby here. Looks like he's gone to the main menu. While we wait for him to rejoin, I have saved the replay. We can take a look at that later. Play we're talking about. Remember, the next week's ATR is going to be a 2v2 event, and I'll also remind you guys that following next week's ATR Cup, we are not going to have ATR Cups for 2 weeks in a row. I know initially we said we're going to do these 10 weeks in a row, but we are going to be missing 2 weeks because of FIFA E that's coming up. A lot of players have got travel for that, and we don't want to have players pick and choose between the two. So what we're going to do instead, next week's ATR is going to be 2v2. You guys like the 2v2 events, we're going to do another one. And then we're going to use the combined prize pool for what would have been 3 ATR Cups, including the 2 weeks that we're missing. We're just going to put all of that into the following week, and we're going to do a... I'll just tell you right now. We're going to do a crew battle event. I can't remember who it was that initially said it, but a bunch of you guys expressed interest in it when we talked about it last time. We're going to do a crew battle event for the Christmas special. ATR crew battle coming in December. So yes, sign up for next week's 2v2 edition and then prepare your team of 3 for December. It's most likely just going to be a regular 2v2 qualifier where any 2 of you can play, or we might just do a regular 3v3 qualifier where all 3 of you have to play. And then the main event is going to be a crew battle. Most likely 2v2 crew battle, but we'll see. That's not locked in yet. But it's most likely going to be a 2v2 crew battle. Oh, nice flick. Look at Nass. Giving Moxy a taste of his own medicine. Moxy's going to need to respect the flick a little bit more than that. He was not in position to get anywhere near the top corner at the far post side. I'm just going to pre-jump the question very quickly. What is a 2v2 crew battle? 2v2 crew battle, the way it works is that you have 2 teams of 3. So let's say New Vitality against New Carbon Corp, for example. In game 1, both teams have to field one of their 2v2 combinations. So Vitality might send out, for example, Zen and Exotic. KC might send out Durali and Vatira. And then game 2, you've got to send out a different combination. And then game 3, you've got to send out the third combination. So there are 3 different combinations you can get in 2v2 teams with teams of 3. So you're going to get to see all of the different combos in games 1, 2, and 3. At that point, the best of 5 will either be over 3-0 for one of the teams, or it will be 2-1 for one of the teams. And game 4, the teams have to send out one of the combinations of players that they did not yet lose with. So it's basically like a survival mode from there. Best of 5 the whole way. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We think it's going to be fun. And we think it should be a good way that we can use the weeks off as a positive, instead of, you know, having weeks off with ATR and then being like, oh well, I guess we'll just keep doing the same thing for the end of the year. Now we want to do something cool to finish off ATR this year, and that's what we've decided to do. So Nass little 1-2 pass with the post has completely bamboozled Moxy. He's probably thinking, well, the only thing I could do there is own goal, and I don't want to do that. So instead I'm going to watch the ball go into my own net, which is fair. FIFA E final is Morocco versus France 100%. I think Saudi Arabia would have something to say about that. Probably Brazil as well, and England. USA would have had something to say about that until they changed their roster, and now I think they're just going to accept whatever you just said. Much better game for Nass. It's been more controlled from the kickoff in the initial game 1 here. I think you'll all remember that Moxy kept getting this position off kickoff where he could threaten bumps onto Nass, and Nass isn't allowing that to happen anymore. I'll be completely honest, I'm not sure what adjustment he's gone for, but you can be pretty confident he's made an adjustment to his kickoff game. Safe pinch down the line for Nass. Over Moxy's head. Oh, he's totally beamed it. Moxy centers it to Nass, and it's a 3-goal advantage for the Moroccan, who's playing for USA. It's Rettles Magic Bear Cheese. It was going to be Daniel Atomic First Killer, but they've decided not to go, so Rettles Magic Bear Cheese is the new USA team. England is Rise Royal Archie, I believe. Am I remembering that correctly? I think I am. Classic Moxy goal to come back within a couple. I mean, Nash, he should know what's happening in this position. He knows where that ball's going. It's either stick an early challenge in or retreat further. There's no point being in no man's land against Moxy's flick. No point being in no man's land against either of these guys' flicks with how they've been playing today. Delayed kickoff there by Nass. It was outplayed by Moxy's Little chip to the side. Little pop bump by Moxy. Nass can't recover, and it's 5 goals to the Frenchman. Who's Canada's team? Canada were controversially not invited to FIFA E. A lot of people expected them to be. I would definitely rank Canada as one of the top 16 nations in the world, but they were not invited. Teams like Portugal and Turkey were invited ahead of them for some reason. I am excited to see the Portugal and Turkey teams play, though. We talked about this in the Chalkcast bonus episode last week. Or actually, it's a Chalkcast bonus episode that's dropping tomorrow. And we also talked about this in the live episode. You can catch that on YouTube if you missed it. Or Apple Music or Spotify, etc. But the Portugal team features a couple of youngsters. That's going to be a really cool experience for them to get some LAN experience early on in their careers. Vadi and Beyonder, I think they're 16 and 17 years old if I remember correctly. And the Turkey team has a semi-pro. Is he semi-pro or is he just a content creator? There's a FIFA player playing for the Rocket League team for Turkey. He's like SSL in Rocket League and also has like 300,000 subs on YouTube as a FIFA YouTuber, so that's got to be a first. I don't think that's happened before. Moxy trying to avoid overcommitting in this midfield back and forth with Nass. Nass is trying to bait an overextension. Brave defense by Moxy, or sorry, by Nass in that position. Just looking at Moxy from point blank range. Nass's boost management is non-existent here though. Moxy with an easy goal. Well, that is so rare to see. Nass losing control and completely overestimating how much of a clear ball he could get there. He tried to clip it with the side of his car, but he ran out of boost and actually hit it with the front of his car, and it didn't go anywhere. Nass can make up for it here with a kickoff goal. Moxy saves it well. Nass on the turnaround, still gets the goal. Moxy didn't save it well enough. He tried to hit this into his own crossbar more vertically so he could get back to it before Nass. Nass stuck around in the area. He knew there was a threat, and he has capitalized. Nass can double up here. Huge kickoff to the inside. Crushes Moxy. Moxy did not anticipate Nass going for the hook style approach. Off the inside wall there. That was a devastating blow to Moxy's comeback attempt. Now Nass letting the clock work for him. Keeping Moxy busy. Half a tank. Moxy all in with the air double bump and connects. That is clinical. If Moxy missed this, it was probably game over. Just a pop bump. He didn't even air dribble that ball. He just popped it quickly on target and then flew straight into Nass. Possession for Moxy. He's got all the options here. Off the wall he goes. Early reset secured. It's a low air dribble though. Moxy back down to the ground. Air dribble dunk. Deflected wide by Nass. Nass still has to concede possession though. Now Moxy with a close range flick over Nass's head. Nass getting tripped on the exit for Moxy as well, but he's staying active here. Uses all of his boost to try and get a clear. It doesn't go clear though. Moxy off the post. He can't keep it up. Nass just barely survives. Well, that looked a bit risky. Nass again running dry on boost. His boost management against Moxy's offense has struggled today. There's no denying it. But the 10 saves definitely helped. A massive contributing factor for Nass. The massive performance there to hold on to the lead. Elsewhere in tonight's ATR Cup, we've got tie series across the board. Nass, Moxy obviously tied here. Nico ties up the series against Jorias. That's 1-1. Nico having a really good day at the office here. Game 5 over Shadi, now tied with Jorias. Appjack tied with Atto. Atto destroyed him in Game 1. Appjack wins by a goal in Game 2. You can catch those series, Atto versus Appjack on CJ's channel. Nico versus Jorias with Dazarin. Why no Italy in FIFA E? Yeah, Italy would have been another team that I think could have... You can make a case for Italy over Portugal and Turkey. Portugal and Turkey are the easy nations to point at and say they're not top 16 in the world. But it's not just about, you know, it's not only about top 16 nations. I think it's also about getting global representation. And I think Italy it's just another European team. There's so many European teams already. If you get rid of Portugal and Turkey and you slap in Canada, I think the other obvious one would be Japan, because Japan is the best. Well, Japan is the most populated Rocket League country. It's got the largest Rocket League population in East Asia. I think, you know, having an East Asian representation would have been pretty cool. So if I was able to choose, I would have gone for Japan, Canada, instead of Portugal, Turkey. But, you know, best of luck to the Portugal, Turkey teams out there. Hopefully they can have a good time and enjoy the experience. Nice fake here by Moxy. Look at this kickoff manipulation. Actually, I guess it's post-kickoff manipulation by Moxy. That little reverse was all he needed to completely take control of that situation. Nass thought Moxy was going to flip into the ball, so he did the same. Moxy actually just reversed away from it. Nass skies a kickoff conversion into the bar. Moxy, fake flick, wave dash. Oh, the demo as well. Nass not sure what's happening, and he gets destroyed. He had no idea Moxy was coming for him there. It was a little fake flick into wave dash to accelerate and catch Nass napping. Now the bump from behind. Yet another bump from behind. So many of these today after the kickoffs. You know, sometimes these days those little bumps from behind in the kickoff can be used to the advantage of the player being bumped, but the way that Moxy's doing it, he's not bumping Nass into positions where he can grab boost or he can win a race to the ball. He's just awkwardly bumping him out into the middle of nowhere. And Nass looking to open the scoring with a double tap. It's saved by Moxy, and the counter attack is looking pretty good. Moxy is destroying Nass in game 3. Nobody's done this to Nass recently. This is scary for the one scene. If Moxy's back, the whole 1v1 world has to be worried. I said it earlier and I'll say it again. Moxy has signed up for Salt Mine for Last Chance Qual in North America. He's already made it to the European main event, just like Diaz and Jorias tried and failed last week. Moxy is trying to qualify for both Salt Mine main events. I think I'd pick him right now out of the list of players I expect to be in that tournament, the North American Salt Mine Last Chance Qual. I think I'm saying Moxy and Wavy as my two. Not sure who else is likely to sign up though. Maybe Joria signs up again. Wow, this could be a forfeit with over 3 minutes left. Nass cannot break down Moxy's defense and he cannot stop Moxy scoring. He stayed still for a second there and I thought he's going to type forfeit, but here we are, still going. You never see this these days. Nass down 7-0. I mean, Nass losing 1v1 is pretty rare. Last time, 2 weeks ago, he swept the entire bracket in the ATR Cup. Moxy's even surviving this attacking play as well. This is crazy. I mean, he's just reading every single 50-50 Nass tries right now. Nass had a hugely advantageous position there and he couldn't get a shot on target from it. Can Nass break through Moxy's defense? Yes, he can. And it's a good goal as well. Air dribble dunk and the recovery for Nass. Moxy was pretty close to saving that as well, though. I've got to give him respect for it. Once again, Moxy with that wave dash recovery kickoff. I wonder if Nass could fake and delay more kickoffs in this matchup. Even if it doesn't work completely, I think he could still do it more often. He's tried many a double tap today. Those aren't really working either. Moxy finally makes a mistake, missing the long range club and net. Nass, wave dash, chip shot. Well, if this isn't going to be a comeback for Nass, at least it's some momentum going into the next game. That's brilliant by Nass. He had an immediate recovery off the back of it as well. Now Nass the one threatening the bump. Moxy keeping his eye on him. It's a great touch by Moxy. Nass controls it and actually plays the 50-50 perfectly as well. Follow-up shot is not quite good enough. Moxy tries to pass to himself and does not get the pass or the bump to work. Nass is all over him, and the comeback is well and truly on. Nass escaped the demo and then completely dunked Moxy on the goal line as well. A long way to go. This is why Nass didn't forfeit down 7. He's going for the all-time record comeback right now. 7 goals. It's the largest comeback we've seen in a show match or tournament or qualifier for a major 1v1 stream or event. Moxy starting to sense the danger. Taking every opportunity he can to run seconds off the clock. Nass going again to the air. Air double bump's looking good here. He's back within 3. Panic stations for Moxy have been activated. Imperative at the moment that Nass gets control of the ball. He cannot give Moxy the ability to dribble it back uncontested. Moxy, early shot, saved by Nass. This just got even scarier for Moxy. Nass has got such an awkward position though, and he still gets a shot on target with a reset. Moxy, however, has saved it. Nass dives in. He knows he doesn't have any time to waste. Moxy will waste time if Nass doesn't play with urgency. Switches to the ground game. Nass, air dribble. High over Moxy. He's scoring again. It's an easy double. Moxy flying into frame. Can only watch it cross the line. A calculated and composed comeback by Nass after he surely considered forfeiting over 2 minutes ago. If Moxy can get control of the ball, you know he's going to dribble it back. But will he get control? Nass is fighting him for it here. He gets the boost and he gets the ball, and it's an air dribble. It's Moxy's worst nightmare. Nass has a reset. You know what's happening now. It's in the back of your net. 6 goals in a row. Nass is 1 away from tying after going down 7-0. This would be an equal all-time biggest comeback win in 1v1 history. And Nass is setting it up with a delayed kickoff. 7 goals to 0. Has only been done once. And it wasn't 7 goals straight. And it wasn't this high profile. It was Rob versus Growly. Nass has 15 seconds to work with. He has a super dominant position, but the ball's not sat for him well on the wall there. He's got to play this perfectly. Moxy challenges well. Nass carries him out of position. And he has to get the ball up in the air here, looking to trip up Moxy one more time. But Moxy grounds it. Well, he survives. That was far from easy. Nass tried so hard. Came so close. Moxy's actually dropped a well played here, because I think he knows just how close that was to 1v1 history. But we'll have to wait just a little bit longer before we see a 7-goal comeback. Honestly, that's so impressive for Moxy to keep his composure. For the final 35 or so seconds, Nass won the kickoff. He stole the 100 boost away. He had Moxy momentumless, boostless in defense. And Moxy just kept his cool. He stayed on the ball. He didn't panic. And yeah, maybe a little bit unlucky for Nass when he played for the boost seal for the last time. The ball did bounce awkwardly up the sidewall. If that stuck to the sidewall, you know the aerial play was coming. And Moxy would not have been able to challenge it because he was completely out of boost. So that would have been the ideal world for Nass. If the ball stuck to the wall, he could just chip it middle and go for a flip reset play. A real guts there by Moxy at the end to put in a low boost challenge when Nass had 100 and the infield dribble. It's always scary to do that because you're always thinking, well, if I challenge here, then an early flick wins the game. Or, well, an early flick scores. Doesn't win the game, but would have tied the game in that scenario. But Moxy didn't think about that. He just thinks, what do I want to do? Do I want to back off and probably concede, or do I want to challenge and just roll the dice? Your opponent is expecting you to back off and you've got low boost late in the game on a 1-goal advantage. So Nass goes from nearly completing a historic comeback to missing the ball on a flick. That is the duality of Pro Rocket League right there. Making history for one reason and then hopefully a play that he can forget and move on from. So Nass enters and scores. Remember, we've got the rest of the tournament happening on my channel tonight. After this, we're going to have the winner of Atto, apparently Jack, against the winner of Joreas Nico. Joreas is 2-1 up over Nico. Atto is 2-1 up over Jack. That third game was also a one-sided one. So Atto, overall, through 3 games against Jack, is winning by a huge, huge goal differential. 22-12. But Jack got that second game. Wait, Atto won. Is it 3-1? Is it over? Might already be over. Perfect control from Moxy on the air dribble. 3-1. You know, greatest comeback in 1v1 history aside, that doesn't really change the fact that Moxy does look like a great match for Nass today. Nass hasn't been as dominant as he usually is in ATR Cups. The only players to beat Nass in ATR Cups so far have been Jirali in ATR Cup 1 and apparently Jack in ATR Cup 2. Or no, wait, was it apparently Jack in ATR Cup? It was ATR Cup 3 for Jack, wasn't it? Jory is 1 and Atto has Jack 8-0. Okay, so Atto looks like he's going to advance. And we'd have Atto Jory is in the semi-final on my channel up next, if that's the case. Will it be against Moxy in the final at the end of it all? Nass and Moxy, multiple low 50s in a row. It's funny how as both these players develop better reads on each other, so much of the game just becomes 50-50, 50-50, and another 50-50 because they don't want to be the first player to play the ball too high. They don't want to flick the ball into a dunk. They don't want to pre-jump in a challenge into a low 50, so they're just sticking low a lot. Oh my word, Moxy nearly breaks the backboard with a flick, chases Nass high up on the back wall. Nass still escapes though. CJ, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. And yeah, see you tomorrow again for North America ATR Cup number 6. It's going to be a good one. Oh, little helping hand there. Moxy bumping Nass into the ball as he sets up an open net. I mean, for Moxy POV, you can't really do anything else there. You have to bump him, try to get him to land awkwardly. Corey Liga, thanks for the 11-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel as well. Best end to a Monday. Love ATR, mate. I'm glad you're loving the ATR. You just witnessed the biggest peak in ATR Cup history. Wait, did Atto just peak out of anyone else's minds? Out of his mind and anyone else's minds? Is that what happened? You thought the NA ATR Cup starts today? Well, you are right. It does start today. That's the qualifiers today. The main event is tomorrow. So we don't stream casting. We don't cast matches for the qualifier, but some players do stream their qualifier runs. I know Alpha Kep usually streams his qualifier runs. Forky usually streams his qualifier runs. Who else streams qualifier runs? I don't know off the top of my head who else streams every week, but there's probably a few others if you look in the Rocket League section who stream their qual run. The main event is tomorrow at 6 PM Eastern. I think Alpha Kep's made 2 ATR Cups, or one or 2. I think his best result so far is taking a... Did he take a game off Diaz, or am I making that up? No way Alpha Kep made the ATR Cupcake. Cup? Why did your computer autocorrect cup to cupcake? That's what I want to know. Because clearly that was an autocorrect from you there, Husqueen. Did you just leak the pet name for your e-girlfriend? Exposed. I know, you just got exposed by your autocorrect, bro. That's unlucky. shot. Or maybe you've just been watching too much Arcane. I know, isn't that Vi's nickname for Caitlyn in Arcane? There you go. I've given you perfect copium so you can dodge the accusations. Where'd that come from? I mean, I just read chat and I saw ATR Cupcake and figured, what on earth just happened there? And then you corrected yourself. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So Moxy's just over a minute away from winning this one. Oh, wow, Nass is miles out of position. Where did Nass go here? That's a rare sight, Nass landing so far away from the play and then turning upfield for the boost. That's insane. There's no way that he was ever going to get back in time. So Moxy now really is just a minute away from advancing to his second grand final in the ATR Cup. Will he be able to win one? Let's see if he can first of all get the better of Nass. Either way, I think we can safely say Moxy's back to close to his best now. He beat a strong Rawas today, and although Nass has made a couple of mistakes, he still looks ominously in this series. Loses control of the aerial play there though. Flip reset, not a factor. Moxy dribbling it back, forcing Nass to commit, and now here comes the counter. Nass can recover and save this, but he's scrambling to keep control of the game. Oh wow, what a power shot. That's enough, and that's a 1-goal game. Just when it looked like it was all over, Nass hits the ball with all the power he can muster, and it makes it before Moxy can get back. Moxy thought, surely I can grab this boost and recover. He thought wrong. 1-goal game again, 14 seconds to go. Nass couldn't complete the comeback last time, but he's got another shot at it. Pops him onto the backboard in reverse. He's up for the rebound and scores. Moxy out of boost and unable to contest. I don't think he expected Nass to even go for this. That pop to the backboard in reverse probably made Moxy think Nass is just going to wait for me to jump here. I don't want to jump and miss. But Nass full sent it. Moxy has to score again. Shoots first time. Nass has done so well to keep that in a playable position and force overtime game 4. Will it be Moxy in 4? Will it be Nass forcing a game 5? First play in OT is going to belong to Nass. Moxy trying to fake a challenge. It's not worked out well. Delayed flick for Nass. 50-50 goes wide. He's completely botched the wave dash as well. Moxy takes control. Early flick as Nass disappear behind the ball. Both players trying to fake challenges to get free possessions in overtime. Again, Moxy, just a little wiggle. This time Nass does bite on it. And again, the changeover of possession. Now it's Nass with a fake challenge. Moxy staying close. Look how closely Nass is shadowing. Wall shot for Moxy. That's going to be game. Nass stayed close to the play. Thought he saw an opening, but Moxy had him in his sight the entire time and scores to advance to the grand final. I think that is Moxy's second grand final for the ATR Cup, so I'm going to pull up the previous ATR Cups and see if I'm correct about that. GG's. Moxy into the grand final, looking to win his first ATR Cup. He's not won one before. Good luck to him in the final. He'll be playing in the final in about 45 minutes time. Up first though, we do have the other semi-final. Jorias versus Atto. Gonna be your matchup in that one.